So hey, Lawn Care Nation, one of the most important parts of running a lawn care business is having a reliable vehicle that you can use to get through your route, throughout the entire day. And a key component in having a reliable vehicle is having good batteries to make sure that that vehicle starts. So I recently had to replace both of the batteries in my 2005 GMC Sierra 3/4 ton HD. This particular model has the 6.6 liter turbo diesel Duramax engine in it, which is why it has two batteries versus just one that an ordinary car would have. The first battery is right in the front driver's side corner. The camera is actually sitting right on top of it. And the second battery is in this passenger side front, firewall corner. So I'm going to show you the batteries that I had in here and what I thought about them. So the batteries I had installed in this were these Everstart Maxx batteries from Walmart. I think it's Walmart's house brand of battery. I originally went with these batteries because I was looking for a way to save some money, a lower cost battery instead of taking or getting the original AC Delco batteries from the dealer. These batteries were about $150 a piece. And the original replacement ones were $250 at the dealer. Now, keep in mind that I'm in Canada, so the prices are going to be, a lot more than you guys in the US. But that was the price for these. So that's why I went with the Walmart style batteries versus the factory ones, was just to save some money, seeing as I had to replace two batteries at the same time. Now, I have to say that I would absolutely recommend these batteries. They have far exceeded any of my expectations. You can see here from the date code that this battery was made in December 2011. And same with the second battery there. And it is now January 2020. And I believe I installed these batteries in the late spring of 2012. So, that shows you I got about 8 years of life out of these batteries. Now, the factory or the warranty on these batteries is a 3-year replacement warranty. So if the batteries were needing replacement within the first 3 years, you would get an absolutely free replacement battery. And then after that, it had, a prorated warranty. I think it was up to 5 years. So an additional 2 years after, you would get sort of a prorated amount back or discount on replacement batteries if you had to replace them within the 5 years. After that initial 3-year free replacement policy. So for these batteries to last 8 years on a battery that has a 5-year total warranty, you can see that they did really well. And in fact, I was going to actually purchase the exact same batteries again to replace them with, but decided to try a different brand out just because of a better warranty on another set of batteries and just for design wise. And I'll speak about that for this particular truck. You can see how the caps here are sitting on the top of the battery on both of them. And you can see how one is really dirty and the other one is really clean. Well, there's a reason for that. This dirty one was the battery, and I'll go back to the truck to show you that. So in the truck here, the battery that was dirty was the one here in the front corner of the driver's side. And that's because it's out of the weather. It stays nice and dry, but accumulates a lot of dirt and dust like you see the other components here. The other battery that was super clean was the one in that front passenger side corner. Now, the reason that matters is that on this particular truck, from doing some research, there seems to be a bit of a design issue in trying to accommodate that second battery. So you'll notice here on the driver's side front corner, there is this particular bracket here. Now, what this bracket is designed to do is as rainwater comes down off the front cowl here, you can see the rubber here, the water is diverted. It's going to come down over here. It lands on this particular bracket and is fed into this corner where it can just drip down, and it's basically diverted away. On these trucks with the gas engine option that only have one battery, they'll have that matching bracket on the passenger side as well. You can actually see the holes here for the mount, but on this, and the holes here in the firewall for it. But to accommodate the second battery, they delete that option. So there's that bracket is missing. But what happens here is the rain comes down off the cowl and just drips right on top of the battery. Now, depending on the design of your battery, and like I showed you before on those other batteries, they've got those caps. So what was happening, and this is very common, is that the rainwater comes off the cowl, lands on top of the caps here. It actually will get inside the battery underneath the caps, starts to overflow the battery, and you start to get acid coming out of the battery, as well as just diluting the battery, which shortens its life. And once this battery starts to go, then it's your truck's pulling more of a draw off the second battery, which is then going to shorten its life as well. So I'm actually really surprised that I did get 8 years out of these batteries. But as I said, you start to get acid coming out of that second battery. And what happens is your whole entire battery tray there will become completely rusted out. And actually I took some pictures. I had to completely replace that battery tray. There was absolutely nothing left of it. And the battery, when I discovered that the truck wasn't starting and I popped the hood, this battery here was actually sitting on an angle because the bracket had given away just from rusting over time. And you can see here, it's still got some wet spots and stuff just from that water like that starts to come down off. See if I can, and it just starts to drip onto the battery. Now I live in the Pacific Northwest, so we're known for rain here. It rains most of the year, so these batteries, particularly this one, does take a lot more abuse. So one of the reasons I decided to not go with those Everstart Maxxes, even though I think they were fantastic batteries, was for one, the warranty. I checked Costco, and Costco is like a big warehouse membership type place, and they are legendary for their customer service and their returns. So I went to check the price on their batteries just on a whim. I was actually on my way to buy another set of those Everstart Maxxes, and they had their house brand batteries, which also get really good reviews and were all the same specifications, the 1,000 cold cranking amps and everything. But they were about $30 cheaper per battery. So these were about $120 per battery, which then saved me $60 between the two batteries, which consequently was what the new battery tray cost at the dealer, was $60. So it paid for the battery tray. The other thing is the warranty through Costco on these is fantastic. They give you 4 years of free replacement, so 1 year longer than those Everstarts. And then after that, it's almost a 9-year warranty that they become prorated. And even with the prorated, the lowest value that they can go is 25%. So even, if these were the batteries I had at that time, in the case of the last batteries, if they had gone 8 years like those other batteries and died before that warranty ran out at 9 years, I'd still be getting a 25% credit back on what I paid for these batteries to go towards the next set of batteries. So just absolutely fantastic warranty through Costco on batteries. And that's ultimately why I decided, even though those other Walmart batteries are fantastic, I went with these Costco Kirkland batteries. So the other reason was, if you look at the design of these, the cap is one large solid. These are maintenance-free batteries, so there's no need for the caps to be popped open. You can see it's nice and smooth on top, so as the rainwater comes off here, there is a little bit of a seam here, but it's a lot tighter. The rainwater will just pull off. It doesn't have those caps where the water can get into and get underneath. So just the design of these batteries for this particular application, these are a lot more like the factory battery that came with it, with the solid top on top. And ultimately, that's why I decided to go with these batteries. Now, if you don't have a Costco by you that you can buy these batteries at, then I would absolutely recommend those Everstart Maxxes. It's still obviously too early to say whether these, I would recommend in the long haul, but based on the reviews I've read online about these, is that they're get equally as good reviews as those Everstart Maxx batteries. So I think overall I'll probably be happy with these, especially because of the warranty backing them up. But if you've got a Walmart beside you and you've been thinking about getting some Everstart Maxx batteries, you've come across it, you see that their price is really attractive, I would not hesitate one bit on buying these Everstart Maxx batteries. Like I said, I got a good 8 years out of them, and if it wasn't for the actual really cold weather here in the winter, these still actually start the truck. If it's mild weather, the spring, summer, these probably would have went even longer. But just with the temperature dipping down below 0 Celsius here on the West Coast, getting some snow, ice on the roads, these weren't able to hold up, especially if you consider one of them is already hampered by maybe being diluted over the years with that rainwater, and then most of the truck is relying on the second battery, which is now taking most of the load for the 2 batteries. There's no you can't really fault the 2 batteries for that after 8 years of service. So absolutely awesome batteries, and I'd recommend them. So that's it for this one, guys. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you've ever had experience with these Costco Kirkland style automotive batteries and what you thought of them, or the Walmart Everstart Maxx batteries and what you thought of those. Also, let me know if you like this style of unedited, sort of raw type of review video over the polished ones that I sort of overly edited versions that I usually do. So that's it for this one, guys. Here's to wishing you guys all overwhelming success and freedom in your lawn care business. Bye for now.